4 long, tense days, we've reached a historic moment in this election. We can now project the winner of the presidential race.
We can say that Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. is on track to win the state of Pennsylvania, become the 46th president of the United States.
I pledge to be a president who seeks not to divide, but unify, who doesn't see red states and blue states, only sees the United States. And for that is what America, I believe, is about. It's about people. And that's what our administration will be all about.
Hello there. My name is Jenev Shah and welcome to JNWN. In JNWN, we share news from all around the world. What kind of news? Business, financial, and economic news. This episode is a special edition episode regarding the US election. We will cover the victory of Joe Biden, the Trump campaign's response, how Biden restored the blue wall, and how Latinos changed the election, and finally how voter registration activists played a pivotal role in Georgia. Also, a huge thanks to everyone for 100 subscribers. Well, to be precise, 101. I really appreciate the support, and if you aren't subscribed, I suggest you do it right away. At 5:13 GMT, while Donald Trump was golfing, CNN projected Joe Biden as the next president-elect of the United States of America. The Associated Press, Fox News, New York Times, ABC, NBC, and Washington Post all soon followed, with Biden having won Pennsylvania, making it a historic win. Not only did Joe Biden receive more votes than any other candidate in the history of US elections, but his running mate Kamala Harris made history as the first woman, first African American, and first Asian American as vice president in the history of the US, a win for minority representation and immigrants. But what was the Trump campaign's response to this? In a statement, President Donald J. Trump refused to concede to Joe Biden, claiming that the former vice president's victory was because of the legal ballots that were counted and that the American people were entitled to an honest election, which meant only counting legal ballots. However, the president and his allies haven't cited any sources or come up with any evidence regarding this widespread voter fraud, with CNN and MSNBC dismissing the claims as inaccurate, and even Republicans like Senator Mitt Romney and usual allies of the president like Neil Cavato and Steve Ducey, who are Fox News media anchors, displayed doubts about the claims, stating that those who doubted the election's integrity would have to prove it. And Laura Ingraham advised the president to accept defeat. Now on to the blue wall. The blue wall is a term used by the mainstream media when referring to the 18 states that the Democratic Party has been able to consistently win every single presidential election from 1992 to 2012. However, in 2016, Donald Trump was able to pull off a great upset and win 3 of the blue wall states: Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. Because of these victories, he was able to win the presidency. Moving into 2020, the Biden campaign decided to focus their main energy on these 3 states, as winning them, along with all the states that Hillary Clinton carried, would result in 278 electoral votes, or 8 more than needed to win the presidency. Now that we know the results, it's clear that this strategy worked. While Trump won Pennsylvania by less than 1% in 2016, Biden was able to win it this year by just 37,000 votes, due to strength shown in the suburbs surrounding Philadelphia. While Trump won Michigan and Wisconsin by only just 30,000 votes combined in both states in 2016, Biden was able to win the 2 states by 2.5% and 0.6% respectively, due to large turnout in cities like Detroit and counties like Dane County, along with 2/3 of predominantly white counties that backed Trump in 2016, having more people vote for Biden 4 years later compared to Clinton. Now let's talk about the Latino surprise. In 2012, Mitt Romney won 27% of the Latino vote. 2016, Donald Trump won 28%. Exit polls are now showing that Trump won 32% of Latino vote, one of the main reasons he was able to win Florida by 3.4%, much higher than his 1.2% performance in 2016. The main reason for this, as political notes, are Trump's leadership style and his campaign call of Biden being a socialist, which Cuban Americans especially have resonated with. In conclusion, while the Biden campaign has been able to repair the blue wall and win the 2020 presidential election, Democrats must come up with new ways to get Latinos and Cuban Americans back into the party. Finally, we come to Georgia. At the time of filming, Joe Biden is currently around 10,000 or 0.2 to 0.3% ahead of President Trump in the state, with their Secretary of State confirming that there will be a recount of all ballots. After all, that's what the state law requires when the margin of victory is 0.5% or lower. This is a historic result, especially since the last time a Democratic candidate won, led, or was competitive in Georgia was 1992. And since then, the state has trended between 5 and 10% towards Republicans during presidential elections. However, due to fast-changing demographics, the state has turned into a toss-up as seen in 2018 when Stacey Abrams barely lost the governor's race to Brian Kemp by just 55,000 votes. Her performance is attributed to large amounts of voter enthusiasm and turnout, along with doing better in the suburban areas that make up Georgia. After her loss, she created a well-funded organization called Fair Fight Action, and an estimated 800,000 citizens have registered to vote because of the organization that Stabrum founded or have worked closely with. Her work, along with the work of New Georgia Project, Galileo, Rebecca Dehart, and Nicola Williams, and countless others, helped make the race in Georgia one of the closest this election. That's all for the US 2020 election special edition. Thanks for watching. Please press the subscribe button, the like button, and turn on the notifications bell. Also, do make sure to check out my future videos, as I'm currently working on a sovereign wealth fund video and an update video on the House and the Senate. My name is JNWN, and this is JNWN.